The NCAA announced yesterday that it supports a proposal to allow student athletes to make money from their name, their image, and their likeness, though those changes won't likely take effect before 2021. This has been a hot-button issue for a very long time around college sports. And joining us now with some reaction is a longtime friend and a head basketball coach at Auburn. Bruce Pearl is with us here. Bruce, thank you very much for doing this. What was your reaction to this announcement yesterday?
Well, my reaction, Greeny, was this is another step in us doing everything we can to support our student athletes. There's a lot of details that are going to need to be worked out, but obviously this is an unprecedented step by the NCAA and its challenge to manage the system and maintain, some form of amateurism.
It sounds to me, and I want to just confirm that you like it, that generally speaking, you are in favor of this. If indeed I have that right, could you expand on that? Why do you like it?
Well, Greeny, I like it because I like parts of it, and here's why. Anything we can do to help the student athlete, I'm in favor of. Now, one thing I don't think the NCAA has got nearly enough credit for was about 3 or 4 years ago, we instituted this thing called cost of attendance. The cost of attendance is more than tuition, room, book, boards, and fees. And it used to be the old laundry money. Our guys can't work in the off season because they're training, they're going to school, they're doing all the different things, and so this sort of supplements that. That's been a tremendous thing for student athletes, men and women. I mean, for my guys, it's like putting an extra $6,000-7,000 a year in the pocket above the cost of attendance. I thought that was a great step by the NCAA to try to share some of the revenue and do more for the student athletes.
Yeah, people, when they oppose stuff like this, will always say, well, you're opening Pandora's box. Give me the one thing that will need to be watched out for now if this change becomes reality.
Well, Greeny, obviously, people are complaining about the fact that the NCAA has been late to the party. And yes, this whole idea of name, image, and likeness having them to be able to capitalize, it's going to be really difficult to monitor. We've got to make sure that boosters are involved. We've got to make sure that the university is not directly or indirectly involved. Coaches can't be involved. That's going to be really hard to monitor. And of course, they're going to create these new guardrails and guidelines and so on and so forth. But look, it's not my job to make the rules. It's my job to understand them and try to play within them. And so we will adjust to whatever the concepts that are there. I just want to make this sure that people understand something. The system isn't broke. Intercollegiate athletics is unbelievable. It's phenomenal, but it's been a huge contribution to our society. It's what opportunities it's brought for women, the diversity it's put on college campuses. This system isn't broke. Can we find a way to make it a little better so the student athletes can benefit from their positions? I'm all for finding a way.
Okay. Two other things I want to ask you about while I have you here, Bruce. We've seen several players make the decision to go to this new G League pathway program that they've instituted, including a kid from high school who may be the #1 pick in the draft next year. And I've had people say to me, this G League change is going to have an enormous impact on college basketball. What impact do you think it will have?
It'll have some impact. But college basketball survived without some of the greatest pros of all time, like Kevin Garnett or Moses Malone or even LeBron. We're going to survive. I'm not terribly against it, and here's why. You know what? It's a great country, and if you're looking at Jalen Green right there, and it came down to Memphis, Auburn, or $500,000 from the G League. I mean, it was a pretty good deal. I'm not. If somebody doesn't want to go to college right now, if they want to be able to start their professional career, they can do it in golf, they could do it in tennis, they could do it in a lot of other sports. I'm okay with it. Some of the best players are going to go every year. That's fine. What I don't want to see happen, Greedy, is this. So many kids starting in middle school, their parents are going into those middle school counselors going, look, my son's going to be in algebra as a freshman. He's taking real classes because he's going to qualify and be a qualifier to go to college and get a college scholarship. I still would understand for the vast, vast majority of kids, the best way to get to the pros is through the college. And if this thing gets too big, I worry about, some kids at the end of the day sitting there going, I really didn't work on my academics. I'm not good enough to play pro. What am I going to do now? I'm happy that the league is there, but like everything, we're going to have to, monitor it and see if it's the way to go. I still think college is the way to go. Zion Williamson from Duke, first pick with the New Orleans Pelicans. That's a lot more exciting than the first pick coming from the Maine Lobsters. I'm just saying.
No, it is. And Jalen made that point the other day very well. Very quickly, Laura Rutledge told us that in a conversation she had with you, you talked about just how incredibly important it is to have a college football season this year, even if it has to be played in the spring. Quickly, can you explain why it's so important in your mind that college football be played?
Greeny, it's part of our culture. The football programs fund all sports. Period. The end. And so you have all these non-revenue producing sports that are so important and so vital, and these wonderful student athletes that are here in college and they're competing. I don't know where the money's going to come from if we don't have football. And so, yes, I think they'll do everything we can to try to have football season, whether it's delayed or whether it's with fewer people in attendance, so we can practice our social distancing outside. We're learning more and more every day. We're going to find a way. We're going to have college football.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.